We are live. TGIF. Happy Friday. Today we're going to take a look at my new Python program that's designed to scan the interwebs, basically do research on topics being discussed in the news on YouTube. Click on that like button and let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and I'm gonna get right into this because I'm super hungry. So I wanna get this live stream done, show you guys the new application, and then go eat some food. Matter of fact, special treat, it's Friday. I'm gonna go out and actually get something to eat rather than cooking my meals, even though since quarantine, my cooking game is way up. I gotta say, when we first started out, you know, because I normally cook my own food and then sometimes I eat out. I try to cook more than I eat out. But when you're strictly cooking your own food because of quarantine, you can get tired of your stuff really quickly. So I've been working on spicing up my recipes and different techniques and experimentation. And I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of how things have been. But I am no chef. So today I think I'm gonna go out and eat something. But right now we're gonna take a look at this program, which is basically an application designed to essentially, like, let's say you wanna do some research on a particular topic that's being discussed. Like right now, Breonna Taylor is a big topic, as well as there are, I guess Trump's talking about some healthcare thing. So you wanna see who's talking about it online, and then whenever you find out that someone's discussing that topic, go ahead and open up the web page automatically. So without further ado, let's go ahead and run this program. So let's go to the coding. All right, so let's clear up our screen. This is a work in progress, so you might see some things that you're not supposed to see. So just settle down. Be nice. Click on the like button, subscribe. All right, so let's go ahead and run the program and let's see what it does. So
enter keywords.
Enter keywords. All right, so we need to enter whatever it is we're searching for. So previously I had this thing space splitting, which was ridiculous. The reason that's ridiculous is because basically when the user enters a string into the search box here, every single space, it's going to separate it as a separate element, because basically we're taking whatever the user enters and we're putting it into a list, and the list consists of separate elements. If you space split, then basically what you're saying is break up the elements, or the delineation between the elements is going to be spaces. So if I type in Breonna Taylor, it's not going to look for Breonna Taylor. It's going to look for Breonna, element 1, or to be more accurate, element 0, index 0. So it's going to look for Breonna, and then it's going to look for Taylor as two separate things. If I want the name Breonna Taylor, then I want to have comma delimited, or at least some other delimiter other than space. So if I do comma delimited, I can search for multiple strings. I can say Breonna Taylor, comma, something else, comma, and every comma is going to indicate the sort of the division line between the elements. So I can right now type in, let's go back to the coding window. Coding. Breonna Taylor. And I can do comma, and I can say health care. right? I'm just talking about some healthcare. So it's going to create a list with 2 elements. First element, Breonna Taylor. Second element, healthcare. Let's go ahead and run it.
Searching.
So checking all these YouTube pages, bunch of hits, 4 times on that channel, 2 times on that channel. For each site, it's checking for both strings.
Search complete. Opening pages now.
So we got 27 sites.
All pages opened. Opening pages now. All pages opened. Opening pages now.
So that is a bug.
All pages opened. Opening pages now. All pages opened. Opening pages
All right.
now. All pages open.
So I'm just going to mute that so you don't get totally annoyed by that. That's a bug in the program. We can fix that pretty quickly. What's happening is it's saying all pages open before it actually opens all the pages. Clearly, it's still opening pages right now. So it should not be saying that. So let's see if we'll be able to fix that. All right. I'll try to minimize this. Hopefully it'll allow me to... Holy smokes! Who wrote this application? Certainly not me. Alright, so I'm going to kill this. Alright. And let's take a look at the code. So all pages open is a problem. It's saying it over and over again. Yeah, we don't want to do the opening page. Yeah, it should only say this when it's done. So let's bring this down here. We just put it here. Holy moly! All pages opened. All right. So I should take care of that. Opening pages now. We don't want to say that every time either. That's dumb. For page in, sites matched. Yeah, we don't want to say that here. We want to say that just before we start iterating through the list of pages. So let's remove that from here. And actually, I think I'm gonna take this and put it here. So the if len site matched is gonna check and see if there are websites in that list. Holy moly, why did I do that? So I don't want to say opening pages unless I'm actually opening pages. And I won't start opening pages unless I find pages to open, right? So let's make sure there's pages to open first and then say opening pages, right? So if len sites match is greater than 0, so if you find some sites, then start saying this stuff. So it should only say it if it finds a page, and it will only say it once. We're not putting it in the loop, so it's not every single time. So if you find pages, say opening pages now, then iterate through each page, open, 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 open. And then every time you open a page, we don't want any sounds or anything. That should be fine. We just simply open the page. I might want to do this in the background, but I'll work on that in future versions. All right, so let's run it again, see if it runs better than the last time. I recently made a code change just before I went live, which was a bad idea. Introduced that bug, which I think we just fixed. So let's run it again. All right, let's get the sound back on. Enter keywords, she says. Okay. Brianna Taylor and health care. Go.
Searching.
Looks good. I think it's working.
Search complete. Opening pages now.
So we got 27 hits. So now it's going to open up 27 pages quietly. Not saying opening pages, opening pages, opening pages. So we haven't introduced the caching yet. In a future version, I'm going to introduce caching into this. So it's basically enhance the
All
performance
pages
of this.
opened. I'm done. I'll be here if you need me. Shutting down for now.
So we open up all the pages. So we're going to introduce caching in the future, which basically we're going to couple of things. We're going to preemptively download the pages. Well, there's a couple different things, a few different things. So create a process that runs in the background that periodically checks these pages for updates and automatically caches the pages. So every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, on whatever interval you set, that could be configurable in a CSV file or something. Go to each page, parse the HTML, save it in a file. We'll have a series of temp files with all of the cached pages. Whenever the user opens the program and does a search, it's going to search locally instead of remotely. The data is going to be so small, I don't know if I need to put it in memory. I don't think that's necessary. So I might, when you open the program, transfer the data from the files into memory. So therefore, when you do a search, you're searching from memory, which is going to give you the fastest performance. But that may be unnecessary because, again, these web pages are going to be pretty small. The time that it's going to take for the hard drive to be able to access the data, I don't think it's that much that it's worthy of doing that. So it'll go and probably pull the local cache. It's going to search, so it's going to be super fast because right now what's happening is every single time you do a search, it's doing a live search. It's actually going out to the internet, grabbing the pages, parsing that data, searching for the string, and then putting the page in the list, and later on it's going to open 1, 2, 3. So I want to save the cache of the pages so I can do the search. This will be text only, just do the searches quickly. And then I may save a local copy of the pages as well. So we'll do a further performance enhancement because the caching of the text speeds up the searching for the string, but then we still have to account for the downloading of the pages to display because the final function is open all the web pages that you found the string in. So instead of opening them up from the web, we could open them up from the local cache. So it can be much faster. Instead of downloading all this data, you're just reading the data from the local drive. So, which is faster, the hard drive or your internet connection? I'm going to say most likely it's going to be your hard drive for these web pages. I'll do some testing, obviously, to see what the performance results are. But so when you open it up, you type in your string. It searches the string locally. Wherever it finds it locally, it's going to open it locally. Then, as an additional step, check and see if those pages have been updated. So the beauty of this is the user gets an instantaneous response because you're checking locally. You're not going to the internet right away. So as soon as you type in your string, boom, you have all these results. And then boom, the pages start opening up pretty quickly, like super fast. And while you're sitting there looking at the results, in the background, the program is checking to see if there's any updates. So is there something newer on the internet versus what's in cache? So if any of those pages are newer, go ahead and grab those pages and alert the user. But this is happening in the background, so the user may never notice, right? To you, everything's all instant. You type in a string, you get your results, and then you start looking at your results. But at the same time, it's checking, downloading, and then making available anything that was new. So the last update was 5 minutes ago. One of the pages were updated. It noticed that, downloaded it, and then presented it to the user. So if we go back to the window here, you can see the results of the application. So these are all the tabs that were opened up in the browser. So every one of these YouTube pages, it found the strings that I told it to look for, and that's why it's open here. Who is sending me messages? People that can wait. So that's it. So I'm just going to end this live stream. I'm going to show you the code real quick. We're going to try to fly through the code as quickly as possible and then end the live stream. So it's pretty simple. Pretty simple. So we have a couple of modules that we're using here, a couple of libraries. We're using the regular expression, RE, time for the delays, OS to mess with the local environment here, and sys, similar functions. We're using the URL open to open the pages, and also the web browser library as well to open the pages. We're using Beautiful Soup for HTML parsing. And then for sounds, we're using play sound for the beeps that you hear. We're using GTTS, which is basically Google's text-to-speech libraries. So that allows us to actually convert text to speech, so you hear the messages when it's actually speaking to you. That's pretty much what that is. And I implemented that using a function that I created, and the function takes whatever string that you want it to say, passes it to some variables for the GTTS, and then that's how you get the actual speech that you hear. So that function is actually right here, and I think this is actually a bad design. I'm going to clean this up. We don't need to every single time set the language to English. We don't change the language in the program, so there's no need to keep setting it all the time. I don't think we even need this. This is setting the speed of the speech. It's referencing the language that you set here, and then it's referencing the text. I think that we can set this one time in the beginning, and then in order to speak, we just basically pass something to this variable here, which is referenced in this line here. So we just pass the text to this, and then we just basically do a say text, pretty much. This is also inefficient. It's going to convert the text into a MP3 file, and then it's going to play the MP3 file using the play sound library that we loaded up here, right? So that's pretty simple. Using the play sound to play the beep, we're creating an empty list here, sites matched, bracket, bracket, square bracket, creating an empty list. We open the file, the sites text. Sites text is basically a file containing all of the pages that we are loading up for the news. We say enter keywords. So like I said, we have the function. We're passing this single argument here to say. Say will take whatever you type in as text, right? Then you get message equals text, and then that text is referenced here. And then we do a speech.save to that file, and then we play it. So that's pretty simple. So we're going to iterate through the sites file. So with open as F, we're going to read lines into sites. So then we'll end up with a sites list of URLs that we want to be able to search. So here we ask the user what you want to search for, and whatever they type in is going to be split by the commas. It's going to say searching once you're done. It's going to print whatever you typed in, and then we're going to do some nested loops here. So for sites, in sites, sites is the list of URLs. Every time we iterate through this list here, we're going to grab one element from the sites list, right? We basically pass this to the Beautiful Soup HTML parser. As you can see, we URL open and read. We decode it UTF-8, and then we create a variable called soup, which is the result of Beautiful Soup parsing the HTML, which is what we decoded up here, using their HTML parser, right? So now we have the page, we have the text, and now we want to search for all the strings that the user entered. So we have a nested loop. This is not an infinite loop, it's a finite loop, because this loop is basically based on the contents of text, right? Which is the strings that the user typed in. So for words, we in text. So if we typed in 2 strings, it's going to do 2 iterations. So that's why it's not infinite, right? It has a limit, and the limit is the length of how many strings that you entered, right? So for each string that you type in, it's going to go and page text equals soup text. So basically we're using Beautiful Soup to parse that text. And then we're doing the regular expression search. We're doing RE find all, and that's basically going to find every single instance of the string that you are searching for. We see here we're passing words and then page text. The way this works is the string you're searching for and the text that you're looking for the string in. So page text is the parsed HTML. Words is the particular string that we're searching for. Remember, we can search for multiple strings, so we iterate through the loop. So the first iteration, it's going to be the first string. That's what's going to be passed here. Now, the length of the M, which is M is the result of the searching for the regular expression. The length of that is going to be the amount. That's so we can display how many hits we have later on. Now, if we have a length here, and I think that this may be a little bit of a bug here, but I do an if M. We do an R strip to remove the end of line character from the URLs. That's just a display thing, so we can have multiple things on the same line, because somewhere along the line there's an end of line that gets introduced. I'm not sure where that comes from, but I needed to remove it, so I remove it here. I play the beep sound using the play sound module. And then we're going to create a list of all the URLs that have the string that we're searching for. So we create a list called sites matched. And every time we find a match, we do a dot insert. So that's a dot method, dot insert, basically inserting into the list. We have the index position of 0 and then site. So what do we want to put in the list? The site or the URL. Where do we want to put that? We want to put it in position 0. All right. So for I in site, this is some nonsense that is not working currently. You can just ignore that. And when we're done looping through all of that, we just say search complete. We display how many hits we got. We get the hits from the length of the sites matched list. Sites matched list is a list of all the URLs where the string was found. So the amount of those will be the amount of hits. How many websites have the string? That's what that is giving us. Then we have the opening of the pages. So we print, well, that's a QA thing, so we can get rid of that. That was just, I wanted to see what the length of that list was here. Don't need that anymore. So if the length of the sites match is greater than 0, meaning if we have any, URLs at all, right? So that would mean one or greater. Then you're going to try to open the pages. So you'll say opening pages now. For each page, we're going to iterate through the sites matched list. So for page in sites matched, right? So for every iteration of this list, we're going to grab one of the elements from the sites match list, which again, sites matched is a list of pages that we found the string in. So for each one of those pages, you're going to iterate through and send web browser.open. So that's basically opening the web page, right? If you don't find anything, then you're supposed to say not found, oh my, blah, blah, blah. We'll actually test that out in a second. Once we're done doing everything here, we say there's a beep, and then it says all pages are opened. And then it says I'm done, shutting down. And that's it. Pretty simple. So we're actually going to do a run right now. And I'm going to make it search for something that it should not find unless
Enter
I'm famous and I don't realize it. So we're going to say Carlisle.
Searching.
And run it. Run it, run it, run it, run it. And this will conclude this live stream once this is done running.
Search complete. Oh my, I'm so sorry. Nobody cares about Carlisle. All pages opened.
Holy moly!
I'm done. I'll be here if you need me. Shutting down for now.
No love. This is the Fixed Protocol channel. Carlos Speaks Wall Street. Thank you for watching, and happy Friday. TGIF. Everybody be safe, be well. Keep learning. And remember, the first step in learning is always to smile, because learning should be fun, and it is right here on this channel. If you enjoyed the video, click on the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And until next time, I'm out.
Enter keywords. Searching. Search complete. Oh my, I'm so sorry. Nobody cares about who is your daddy. All pages opened. I'm done. I'll be here if you need me. Shutting down for now.
I'm out. I'm just gonna hang around here for a bit until you click on the like button. Thank you. this video, we're going to be looking at how loud the operator is. I can hear the drone of the engine, but
This is Marcia. She's very special.